few humans, completely isolated from the modern world.
But an American conservationist has managed to catch on camera a remote tribe in the Peruvian Amazon who have essentially kept to themselves over the last few thousand years.
Thousand?
All
right, well, that expert is now sharing a story in his own words.
So the Mashco Piro are some of the last uncontacted tribes that are existing in the wildest parts of the Amazon rainforest. They'd say, my Uncle Pedro was out up on the river and he saw the tribes. And you go, okay, but did he have a picture of the tribes? And they're like, no, he ran. But they've always sort of existed in the periphery of our imagination. The indigenous community that lives there, they called us and they said, we're terrified. They said, they're coming. There's arrows, there's footprints, we have signs, they're coming. But there was a local anthropologist there who said if they're coming out, they may be asking for help. So the local people asked us to witness this in case it happened. They contacted us. They've been isolated since the turn of the century, since the 1900s, and seeing them is literally like having a lens into another century. It's something that's incredibly rare. They're moving like warriors. They're moving with their bows already. They're looking at us and assessing if this is going to be a fight or a conversation. They know some of their language, not all of their language. It's like we're speaking Spanish and Italian. We can kind of get there if we need to. The local anthropologist was saying, put your bows down. He's saying, we don't want this does not need to be violent. And he said, what do you want? He said, food. And so they put a boat together and we gave them the plantains, which is a dangerous moment because the anthropologist had to get in the river up to his chest and get very, very close to them. So he's showing them trust by putting himself well within arrow range. And they rush the boat and they take the plantains off the boat. And we noticed the tragedy of the fact that they weren't sharing, that there was so much scarcity that they were grabbing. That shows the complexity of the relationship between these people because they're terrified of the outside world. And they're coming out and saying, can we just have a little bit of help and please don't hurt us? They're so scared of being hurt. What's happening is if we don't protect this 300,000 acres, their land vanishes. You look at the Peruvian Amazon into Brazilian Amazon, it just was green infinity. And now that it's starting to be chopped up into smaller pieces, it's terrifying what's happening. We've identified that we can still protect what is essentially the wildest place on Earth. And that's what we're doing in the Amazon, is saving something that's important for everyone on Earth because it's so wild, because of the resources, because of the cultures that exist in there, and because it's so beautiful that if we lost it, it would just be a tragedy of the spirit. What the Jungle Keeper's mission is to save the 300,000 acres of rainforest. And if we can do that, the Peruvian government is going to make it into a national park, so it's protected forever. We're at 130,000 acres, so we're almost halfway. The name of the book is Jungle Keeper, What It Takes to Change the World. I've always loved the other creatures on our planet, and to me it's always been worthwhile to fight for them.
That was conservationist Paul Rosalie. His memoir details all of the efforts he's undertaken in his life to protect the rainforest.
That was incredible.
I know.
We're all mesmerized.
Yeah.